metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that. Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and the powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%, the poor or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class.
What's up, family? How you doing? How you doing this beautiful evening? It's your brother King Simon coming to have a little fun and enjoy the spirit of gratitude, and making sure that you understand that you all are walking and living gratitude, walking and living. How can I say it? It's not just the word gratitude, but you must learn to be grateful for what's happening in your life, no matter how big or small it may be. Have gratitude. The word gratitude means the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. So having gratitude, there's nothing wrong with having gratitude, an expression of gratitude. And I do want to thank each and every one of you that have ever supported my books. Of course, you see them here on the page, and I got more to come. I got at least 6 more to come. Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple. Children's health is important. Numbers are simple. People are complicated, and no promotion is bad promotion, and all publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. Believe me, I am honored to have been able to put out some really direct to the point information and share it with people like yourself and those that are really looking for some type of guidance, because every one of us need guidance in some form or fashion. And if we're willing to be open to the guidance, at whatever level it may come to you, and it may come to it at whatever age. It can come to you at a young age, like it did me when I was like 14, when I got the lessons of the 5% back in the day. Or it can come to you at an older age. Some people don't get knowledge of self or don't realize and understand knowledge of self until later on in their life, because that was the moment and that was the time they were supposed to receive it. Everything has a time and a cycle to it. And once you understand that and understand that, then that can be a very helpful reminder and a helpful guide for all of those that are learning how to do or navigate in this realm. Remember, this realm is for navigation. This realm is for learning and going through the experiences. For all the things that I've experienced through my party life and through my and I've done a lot of parties, various parties, through my relationship life, and I've done relationships, have bad relationships, had good relationships. It's all a learning experience. Is what you do with what you've learned. That's what's going to be most important. So I am grateful. And if you are grateful and have gratitude or want to express gratitude, by all means, put it in the chat and just say, I am grateful. in the chat, whether you're on IG, whether you're on YouTube, say, I am grateful. Put it in the chat. I am grateful. That is what I want people on IG to do. I want people on YouTube to do. I want people on Facebook to do. I am grateful. Because I know we're going into a season and we're coming out of we're in the winter solstice, right on the cusp of the winter solstice, and the energy of the winter solstice is there. And let's Google up the meaning, because let's Google up the spiritual meaning of the winter solstice and what it means from a basic perspective, so you'll understand the spiritual meaning of the winter solstice. Because I want I'm learning also. I learned also by what I studied, and it said the winter solstice has spiritual significance in many traditions. Here are some of the spiritual meanings. And let me put it up on let me share the chat, because I know people are going through it and there's a whole lot of breakdowns and all that, but I like to keep things simple because a lot of people don't know where they're going. You remember the old song, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Some people don't know where they're going. That's from the movie Mahogany, Diana Ross back in the day. So it says on the page, as I'm sharing it, it says, winter solstice has spiritual significance in many traditions. Here are some of the spiritual meanings of the winter solstice. And when I read these things, or when you take picture or snapshot, relate it to yourself, because we're going through the winter solstice. Symbolism of darkness and patiently waiting for light. That's one of the meanings. A universal reminder that we are all part of one collective cycle in nature. Another meaning, a celebration of the moon, which is also the most extended hours of darkness in winter, which later gives way to the sun. Another meaning is marks the beginning of a new solar cycle or the return of the sun. Another meaning is a season to reflect on who you are and where you'd like to go. This is a perfect time for introspection and intention setting, fire lighting, and the observance of rituals. So that's just basic, simple stuff that they're saying that what winter solstice mean. And I wanted to share that with you because I want people to keep it simple. You don't have to always get all technical and deep. You don't need a bunch of big languages and all that bull crap that people be trying to throw on us. Because like Terrence Howard said on one interview, if it's too complicated, then they're lying. Let me say that again. Terrence Howard said it on an interview. If it becomes too complicated, then someone is lying. And you got to be very mindful of people complicating things instead of keeping it simple, or at least breaking it down to a point that even children, I told my nephew, who I'm staying with right now in Florida, I told my nephew, whatever book you write, sir, I know you got all the English vernacular and all that kind of stuff, and that sounds good, because sometimes you want people to reach to another level in their language delivery and their presentation to language. And I know a lot of people with that deep mindset, especially in the educational field, like the word games that America has posed on us, or England has posed on us through their Cockney language, or speaking the Queen's English and learning how to pronunciate, when we're the ones that taught those Europeans how to pronunciate. They didn't know how to speak in the mountains and the caves of Europe. But I don't want to digress and go down that road because it just gets you upset. You know what I'm saying? But all my books that I've written, that I put on this page, a 5 or 6 or 7-year-old can understand it till the age of 77 to 87 to 107 can understand it. So everybody that reads my book from young to old can understand my books. I keep it very simple. Do I study language? Yes, I get all the word emails, and I study different words, and I can put it in there and put all this and all that. Look, I'm trying to make sure y'all get it as simple as possible. So I am grateful for what the winter solstice means, especially when it says a season to reflect on who you are and where you'd like to go. Who are you? Where would you like to go in your own life? All of you should think about that. Everybody, thank you very raw life. Simplicity, that's what we was taught in martial arts. Simplicity. Because if it ain't simple and it gets complicated, then it gets too overly technical when, it's just like when we was in the martial arts and, raw life is in the building. We used to overkill. They used to call it overkill when you can't just, when simplicity is best. So I know Raw Life understands. I know Shion Imhotep and Sensei Nicholas understand. And people that are watching now understand that simplicity, that's how we learn. That's how we learn A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's that way of singing in tones. It's called something, poly something. I forgot what the name of it, but I don't want to get into that because I did teach about that one time. All the little songs that we learned that we still hold in our heads. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Yes. Simple. And that's how children, that's how adults learn, because we learn through symbolism, we learn through repetition, and we learn through various traumas. We say that again. Many people like Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, Jewel Pookrum, they have taught this over the years. We learn through repetition, we learn through symbolism, and we learn through also traumas. So it's all right to understand and understand and understand and reflect what you stand on, especially during this winter solstice season to reflect. And I want to stay on that particular quote that it talks about with the winter, and put it up in the chat so people can see it for themselves. What I'm talking about. Again, this is what I'm talking about. A season. This is a season to reflect on who you are and where you'd like to go. This is a perfect time for introspection. Going with introspection. That's what intro. You're going inward to inspect your inner self, your inner thoughts, your inner actions, your inner intentions. Setting fires, lighting, and observance of rituals. All of us do rituals. If you get up in the morning, brush your teeth, wash your face, wash your ass, that's a ritual. If you get up and do anything over and over again for you to get to a certain, that is a ritual. So whatever new rituals you introduce to the old rituals, then those rituals should be intentional, and they should be something that's going to take you to the next level. I want to thank, of course, Holly for sending me a Cash App. Thank you very much, Holly. I see the love. I see the love. Thank you. Spread love. That's right. The Cash App is on the board. I like when people do that. Gratitude. Remember, it's all about circulating. And that's what Reverend Ike, and I read it. I travel with this. I learned to travel with this book all the time. Health, Joy, and Prosperity for You. A Science of Living Study Guide. It's Reverend Ike book here that I have here. So so a lot of things that Reverend Ike says is to reassess the mind and realign the mind. so you can have a full gratitude of who you are, express the gratitude of what you are, and being grateful for coming through your mother's womb and your father's scrotum. If you notice, when I talk about things like that, I talk about things in the balance. I like to see and keep the balance. I'm not going to just talk about the womb and not talk about the rod of God, the womb of God and the rod of God. I cannot just talk about one thing, because we are all walking balance. We are all ma'at. So this is a season to reflect. This is a season to reflect. Reflect on who you lost, who you've gained, who are you open to allow to help you and guide you, and are they open to you? Reflect on the people that's around you. Who is supporting you? Who are willing to support? And supporting is not just monetary. Supporting is like probably just guiding you to get to where you got to go. Sometimes the supporting is just pointing you in the right direction. That's a form of support. So reflect on who you are and who are the people around you. Are they helping you to take yourself to the next level? The boyfriends, the girlfriends, the good friends, the old friends, the new friends. And if old friends or new friends and are not taking you to the highest and wisest level of who you are, then you need to let them go. A season to reflect on who you are and where you'd like to go. And like it says, this is a perfect time for introspection and intention setting. What intentions are you setting in this world? What intentions are you going to bed with? What type of intentions are you going to bed with in your mind before you go to bed? Are you going with the intentions of watching some scary, crazy ass movie? Are you going to bed with intentions of watching some killing and some madness? Because what you put in your conscious mind can also affect your subconscious mind, even in the astral realm, the sleeping world. You know this. We all know this. We've gone to bed watching certain movies, and all of a sudden the same monsters that we was watching in the movies are chasing us. It's real talk. Real talk out there. So don't play with this season. And since the winter solstice season is the symbolism for darkness and patiently waiting for light, all of us came out of the darkness. All of us came out of the darkness. Let's talk about that quote, that one meaning also. All of us came out of the darkness. And all of us had to patiently come out of the dark comfort zone of our mother's womb. We all had to wait for that to come out of that dark comfort, because it was comfortable, it was snug, it was beautiful. I can still remember my mother's womb to this day. And I'm 56 years young. I can still remember my mother's womb. And not knowing where I was, but yet feeling different in various energies. Oh, yeah. And many of you, if you do your own meditation and dive in and delve in any way you can, then it will manifest, and you will remember. You will recall, remind. And that will help you to respect the darkness as you patiently allow the light to give you guidance. And light comes in various ways, various colors, various spectrums. Oh, this is a down and an upload. This is a download and an upload right now. If you understand what I'm saying out there, put the number 1 in the chat, because this is a King Simon's expression of gratitude. And I want all of you to express your gratitude and look yourself in the mirror and be grateful. Be grateful for your 2 eyes, your 2 ears. You're still able to smell. Be grateful for your teeth, your chin, your beard, your look. Be grateful. Be grateful for you're able to talk still. You know, there's people that can't talk anymore. Be grateful that you have 2 arms or 1 arm. Be grateful. Be grateful that you can still walk on 2 legs and you have 10 toes and 5 and 10 fingers. Be grateful. Because all of these things came out of the darkness and patiently waited for the light to come out of the mama's womb. Because we already went through daddy's scrotum. We took a long path depending on the size. But be grateful. Be grateful. You know what I'm saying? Be grateful. It's all right. I'm talking to everybody on IG, on Facebook, on YouTube that's watching me. I am grateful for my being. I am grateful that I didn't take my life. Those 3 times that I thought about it, that 3rd time, I never thought about it again. Does depression creep up? Of course, depression creep up, especially when you lose a friend or lose family or lose this or lose that, or you go through stresses. Of course, but I don't think about that anymore because I am more grateful and have more gratitude. And by the help of people like the Reverend Ike or the numbers that I've been doing and learning how to stay on the positive vibration of each and every numbers that's connected in my chart. I'm not talking about my life path only and my birth path or the month that I'm born. I'm talking about every one of them in my letters of my name. All of them have a significant higher vibratory energy that you can move on that can help give you a certain stability as you're moving through the different cycles, yearly cycles, monthly cycles, daily cycles, and as you're spiraling up. Because I don't care what system you bring to me. I don't care if you're bringing me the Ethiopian number system. I don't care if you're bringing me the Chaldean number system. I don't care if you're bringing me the Jewish number system. I don't care. As long as it got numbers. I don't care what year it represents at that time. I don't care if you're giving me the Asiatic calendar, the Asiatic calendar year, which is like 115,108 years now. That's would be on their calendar. I don't care what you bring me. Numbers don't lie. The numerical value and the interpretations are here to guide each and every one of us to a higher and wiser. And when I tell some of my friends that I might send texts to and text message, or I might call and talk to them for a brief moment, and when I drop some numbers on you, listen to what I'm saying. You got to listen, because if I drop a number on you and you're a friend of mine's, or you call me out of the blue and I hardly know it, and you tell me something quick about it, I'm going to say what my spirit said to give you. And then it might just be short, but that short information that I give you can take you to a whole mother flipping level. That's how deep it can be, because it did it with me with Lloyd Strayhorn back in 1989. Lloyd, although I was studying numbers from the 5% in the Nation of Islam and the Ansar Allah community back in the day, Lloyd was the one that allowed me to have to fly over the nest and fly over the fence and say, you know what? I'm going to do this for my life. This is going to be a part of my stream of income. Being able to help people and be able to guide people by numerovating them. That's why over the years, I didn't always have the word numerovation. This word was not even in my vocabulary. I actually dreamt about this word numerovation. That word that you see up top there, numerovation, it's not in any dictionary other than the ones that I put it in. You have numeration, you have numerical value, you have neuromancy, you got arithmomancy, you have all these other words. Numerology, remember the word numerology didn't come into existence. The word didn't come into existence until 1907. Remember, the word didn't come into existence until 1907 by a Julia Seton, not Julian Staton, by a Julia Seton. So that word that I put out there is going to resonate for the next 100 to 1,000 years, because you have to not just read the numbers, you have to motivate people with these numbers, because everybody is going to be born through some type of time and cycle. Everybody. I don't even care if you don't believe in your birthday. If you got a name, if you're given a name, I don't care if they just gave you the name Baby Boy, like the movie with Tyrese. That word has letters, and letters have numbers connected to it. And then I could break down that person's birthday, that person's name, because Baby Boy means something. The word and how you write it, and what, depending on how they spell it, means something. So I don't play with this. And I don't tolerate too much bull crap. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't understand what they need to do. People don't understand what they, and anytime you have a question, anytime you're like, this person just asked a question, anyone can answer this for me. How long does a winter solstice last? Google it. Google is your friend. Because winter solstice could last as long as you want to, but when you're dealing with the transition of winter solstice, it's from the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It's right around, we're still in this energy of the winter solstice. But because of all of winter coming in, you got to understand the nuances. But you could still live in the reflection of all the meanings that I put up there earlier about the winter solstice for the whole winter. These are all the meanings that I shared with you earlier about the winter solstice. I just shared that up on here. But that it doesn't mean for 1 or 2 days or 3 days you're doing it. It is something that helps you to work on yourself, because you are a work in progress. All these meanings that I have up here, that I just showed earlier. This is all a part of the work you got to do during the winter solstice, and also throughout all of winter, because it's winter solstice. Then you got spring equinox. Google up the spiritual meaning of spring equinox or summer solstice. Google those things up. Google is your friend if you're serious about researching. And then you get a few books, because they always offer certain books about it. If you look at the top, they always say, are you shopping? You see the top of the page right there. Are you shopping? If you want to shop for a book, then they will take you to a book to go and buy. Or you can buy a book on winter solstice and its spiritual understanding and understanding. That's how you do this. And I will never tell you to worship all this stuff. I tell you to be guided by it. Don't worship numerology. Don't worship astrology. Don't worship cardology. Don't worship your pastor. Don't worship your imam. Don't worship your rabbi. Understand that your inner powers and your inner energy is just like theirs, and you could strive to be at your highest and wisest just like them. They are no better than you. It's just that they knew how to manipulate the energy just a little bit better than you in this dispensation of time. You might do it in another time. You might do it at another level. Proof of this, my father used to be a DJ and a promoter. Then my cousin took over, and he took it to another level where my father was only doing it in the basement of our house. And people would come from all over because he was working as a paramedic. This is my father. He was a paramedic in Brooklyn, New York, working at St. Mary's Hospital and doing, driving the ambulance. So he kept it at that level, family level, which the house adds up to a number 6, which is a family. And he's born under the sign of Libra, which is also connected to the number 6. So he kept everything in the family. Now, my cousin, born under the 27, dealt with his own creativity and own productive. He was able to extend and go upstate with his DJing and promotional experience. And then I came through with my number 1 energy and my Aquarian energy. And I came with my vibe. I made it on radio, made it on television. I made it even all the artists they used to play as far as reggae and soca and all of them. I basically met them and I booked them, because we all supposed to take things from one level to the other if you're in your right mind. Your children are supposed to take it to the next level. Remember that. All your children. If you're supposed to take what your mother and father gave you, even if your mom and dad was not there, you're supposed to be able to take it to the next level. Even if because you still have part your mom and part your dad, even if you hate your dad, even if you hate your mom, and you got people that hate their mother, you got people that hate their father, their grandfather, but you got to always remember, if you hold on to those things, they can become something else that can be a detriment to your body and to your mentality. I almost let that happen to me. And I promise after I overcame that I will never let it happen again. And those are the type of promises. Those are the type of things that you have to reflect on about who you are and where you'd like to go with your life, with your being, and how you would like to spiral and understand the spiritual nuances as well as the physical nuances so you can continue to spiral up on higher and higher and wiser level with somebody or without somebody. That's totally up to you. This is like it says on here, it says, this is a perfect time for introspection and intention setting. What intentions are you setting during this whole winter season? Now that winter has officially started, what intentions are you setting? Did you write down 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 intentions? What are you setting? What fire are you lighting and what observance of rituals are you doing? And I'm not talking about just fire, just by lighting a fire and going to a campsite. What fire are you lighting in yourself? Because numbers can help you to light some fire under your assets and take your assets to become, so you could reset and so you could assess where you need to go. Numbers can help you do that because that's all it's there to help you and guide you so you can activate. Big up to everybody on IG. Big up to everybody on Facebook. Big up to everybody on Twitter. Big up to all of y'all. Because each and every one of you have a mathematical guidance around you. And if you're willing to open up and get it, hey, there it is. You be on the wings of love, flying the two of us together, flying high. And I'm talking about the two as the physical and the spiritual working together, the heart and the mind working together. On the wings of love, only the two of us together, flying high upon the wings of love. Fly. It's all right to fly. And if you've lost somebody and you it's all right to fly again. It's all right to fly. I've watched some nature channels, and sometimes animals lose their children to becoming a prey, and birds lose their children and all that, becoming a prey of just the natural wave of life. And they look like they're upset, but they keep on going. Some of them still go and find a new mate and go find a new this and a new that and just keep on going because it's all about flying. And all of you deserve to fly if you allow yourself to fly. You got to allow yourself. It's really what you got to do. You got to allow. That's why Dr. B talks about that word allowing. You got to allow yourself to fly. You got to allow yourself to love again. You got to allow yourself to release. You got to allow yourself to grow. You got to allow yourself to accept your flaws, but also accept your good and realize that the flaws reflect that the flaws reflect the dark side of who you are, so you can eventually strive to be towards the light side of who you are. But the dark and the light is always going to work together. Period. Always going to work together because you're always going to have to manage weaknesses and strengthen your strength. And sometimes many of us have to retreat to the dark side. When I say go back to the dark, sometimes we just have to retreat and just hibernate there and lock in. And it's all right. Before I close out, there's one thing I would like to read to everybody that I wrote years ago. Y'all might can't see that. Boom. Yeah, y'all might not can't see it, but it's something that I wrote years ago from the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. The 48 Laws of Power, especially when you're excelling in what you want to do in your life, especially when you're excelling in what you want to do and what you want to accomplish in your life and what relationships you want to establish and all of that stuff. It's something that I wrote years ago, and I look at it all the time. And it reminds me of what Brother King Simon, your brother, has to do. And it says, I forgot what page it was, but this is coming from the 48 Laws of Power. I read this book probably like 15 years ago, you know what I'm saying? And implement a lot of its knowledge. It says, remember, and this is when you please pardon the children and everybody, Imhotep's children and his wife's children out there making their baby noises and enjoying themselves. But this particular writing is in regards to believing and knowing yourself so much that you know how much you're worth. You know how much your talents and your gifts are worth. And you got to be willing to turn your talents and gifts into something that's so important that will help you move on to the next level. So I want to read this thing before I close out. And it's from the 48 Laws of Power. It says, remember, it is up to you to set your own price. Ask for less, and that is just what you will get. Ask for more, however, and you will send a signal that you are worth a king's or an empress's ransom. Even those who turn you down respect you for your confidence, and that respect will eventually pay off in ways you cannot imagine. You deserve. Les Brown used to teach a lecture called You Deserve. Go look that lecture up. It's called You Deserve. You deserve a king, an emperor's, and an empress's ransom. But you have to have fun, enjoy, and allow yourself to work to that point that you like some of the celebrities that have done my sessions and some of the people that are highfalutin doctors and all that and lawyers. I even have a person from TED Talks that have done my session. They said, yo, King, you're worth much more than what you're charging. And I said, yes, I know. But when I charge that minimum amount for 30 minutes, which is $100 for 30 minutes, I get much more out of it because it's all about the reciprocal circulatory energy. People are also buying books. Remember, I'm getting residuals from book sales also. I'm getting people sharing my content, and that's what I want you to do. Like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever you can do. I got people sharing my content. So that's a reciprocal thing happening. So even that I charge a certain amount for my numerovational session when others might charge $125 or $200 every half an hour. And I could do that too. I know I could. But I want the people that feel that they are laymen to get to do the session also. I want people to understand, because if you look at the quote unquote $100, right, and times 60, that's if you times 60, that's like what, six, like let's say 6 times 30. So six times 30 is 180, right? So if I charge $6, but actually, if you add it up, 333 times 30 minutes, that's actually $100, $99.99. But that's actually $100. So if you think about it, I'm really charging $3.33 per minute. $3.33 per minute for what I do on such a very extraordinary level, because I'm always studying, I'm always adding on. I am not the same as I was when I first did my sessions. I'm not the same as I was 10 years ago. I am totally different, but yet it's still based on certain principles, and I'm still willing to grow in these principles and understand the nuances. That's why I used to call myself an astronumerologist. I used to call myself, I used to practice numerologics, and then I settled with numerovation, because I found that to make a little bit more sense for what I do, because I take the principles of a Les Brown, a Tony Robbins, of a Lisa Nichols, and various others, and I implement it into the session while I'm talking to the people to let them know that people are out there using and guiding you the same way. You just have to be willing to take the guidance with your name and your birthday. And I don't care if you don't believe in your birthday at all. But if you believe in your name and you answer to your name, I don't care what name you call yourself. If you answer to your name, that name has a mathematical vibration that can guide you also. Just like your birthday, just like the month you're born, the year you're born, the day you're born. And yes, there's many people that's born in the months of January all the way to December. Yes. Do they have similar frequencies? Yes, they do. Does people in February have similar frequencies to November? Yes, they do, because 1 + 1, November is 11th month, and it adds up to the 1 + 1 equals that 2. But November can also be called the 9th month. So that November can also have the number frequency of September, which is really the 7th month. So it gets into, sometimes it gets a little tricky because they changed a lot of the names and the words and all that kind of stuff. But because we're all resonating with what we've been taught over the years with this Gregorian calendar, I stay on that vibration, but yet able to allow you to spiral out of that vibration when you are willing to dig deep to find out the true meanings of each and every word that those months are under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is always going to be the same in every language. They just speak their language. Alif, ba, ta, ta. Those are alphabets, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just the language, but there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I say, oh, I'm born on February. I'm born February 1st. Yes, I'm born February 1st. Yes. And I don't know how to say 1967, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. That as long as if the universe is mathematics, as all of these people have brought down, because anytime we brought it down to numbers is why men want to understand it, but still men don't understand numbers. They really don't understand why numbers are infinite vibrations. To this day, they still don't, but numbers allow them to advance in, of course, science, advance in technology. Numbers has allowed them. That's why the 0 was necessary, although some people say they don't mess with the 0. That's bullcrap. If you are on a computer, if you have a computer watch, if you have a computerized phone, you are messing with the 0. You're messing with 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Female, male, female, male, female, female, male, male. Because in a numerovator or a numerologist, we see also the feminine energy and the masculine energy working in unison to bring about the best technology. That's what we're here. That's what we're dealing with. Balance still had to bring about technology. You still had to maintain the balance. You still have to deal with the socket and the plug. It's not 2 plugs. It's not 2 sockets. You have to deal with the socket and the plug to produce something. I don't care in whatever language or whatever way. I don't care if you're a man and a woman, or man or man, or woman or woman. You still got to deal with the socket and the plug, the 0 and the 0 and the 0 and the 1s. On the wings of love, only the 2 of us together flying high upon the wings of love. Ooh. What's up, sis? There's my sister. What up, girl? How you doing? She used to be on with me. She used to do interviews with me too. Big up to Katana Rithden. Oh, matter of fact, Katana, tell your mother happy belated birthday. I forgot. It's December 19th. Wish her happy birthday today. Tell her I say happy belated birthday. But make sure you tell her and tell her me say it. All right. Tell your mother. All right. On that note, family, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in, not just on Facebook, on all my pages on Facebook, King Simon Productions, also the Ministry of Numerovation Facebook private page. Want to thank. She laughing. Yes. Yeah. Show your mama some love for me. You know, Auntie Don. Show her some love. Show her some love for me. Do remember that this weekend, if you ever watched the movie Shatta with Kamani Marley, if you ever watched the movie Dancehall Queens, if you ever watched the movie Third World Cop or anyone, we're going to have the one, the only Paul Campbell will be with us on this episode this coming Wednesday. We will have Mr. Paul Campbell on with us Wednesday. If you ever watch those movies, especially from the Caribbean background, and those that are from England must know who Paul Campbell is. He's a great theater actor and everything. Can't wait to have the brother on. I've known him for many years. I've known him for almost 20 years. This brother here, Campbell, he also has my family last name. I come to find out that one of my uncles was his teacher of acting, one of his acting teachers. So that's what I came to find out, or he was connected to him in that way. Yeah, so Mr. Paul Campbell is one of Jamaica's most popular contemporary actors. He will be with us on Wednesday, myself and Kerry Ann Ingram. And do remember Dr. Phil Valentine's workshop and webinars coming up. Go to the website, uksnow.org. That's uksnow.org, and show him some love. Or hit him up at 847-1291. That's 847-1291. Do remember, if you want to learn this for yourself from your perspective, you can take my webinar, my simple webinar, not my 8-hour course. This is more 3 to 4 hours. And if you circulate the funds, 55 to PayPal or Cash App, just make sure you put your email in the comment or the description section of PayPal or Cash App, and I will send you the link directly so you can learn it for yourself from a basic perspective. But I do require people to study. I don't play with this. Kerry Ann Ingram, that's my girl there. Make sure you hit her up. Kerry Ann Ingram from out of Toronto, Canada. Stand up. Montreal, Canada. Stand up. That's kerryanningram.com or linktree at Kerry Ann Ingram. And don't forget Lloyd Strayhorn, lloyd-strayhorn.com. Hit him up. You know I'm going to always promote the world-famous, the world-renowned astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn and palmist. You know how to read palms too and break it down. If you do want to go to my Patreon page, I got a disaster preparedness and awareness throwback that I did in GA. It's all information. All you have to do is take snapshot of all the little things that I show on the screen. Boom. You probably won't see me. You probably see me let a little bit, but I'm definitely just giving information and showing what you should carry, what you should have in your home, all of that kind of stuff. Go to my patreon.com/King Simon Productions. If you want to advertise your product in your business, no music, please, because they always give me a copyright strike. So only products and businesses. If you're spiritual business, whatever you got going on, or products like books and all that, I can definitely work with that. Okay, so if you do want to advertise with me, please hit up Kerry at Kerry Ann Ingram, advertise with us.com or KSP Media at Gmail. Get all my books. My books are available on Amazon. All 4 of these books are available at Amazon. And look out for the new book coming out next year. We're gonna light up. I might do it as ebook first. Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. If you want to book a consultation, December is fully booked. I have the first week of January that's available from the 2nd all the way to that Friday. I think it's 2nd, 4th, and 5th. So I got like 9 slots in the first week of January, 9 slots in the first week of January. If you want to get a little, break it down and get a little guidance and, help you to rev up your engine, I can help you with numbers and show you how your numbers work. That's how I do. Remember, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And remember what Dr. B. Sirius told us. I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection. And I am thankful for my life. That's what this whole program was about, gratitude. And like our dear late, great Dr. Delbert Blair used to say, please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind and my spirit to receive only truth in your love now. Love and honor to Dr. Delbert Blair. You know, I really missed him. I shedded a tear for Dr. Blair when Brother Rich mentioned his name, because I know January 31st is when he transitioned a couple years ago. And Dr. Blair, if you ever get a chance, go check out Dr. Blair on YouTube. Got a lot of stuff up there, but you can also go to his website, the metacenter2.com. This is that's Dr. B Serious. You go to Dr. B Serious website. That's right there on the bottom there. elevationtimes.com, elevationtime.com, or linktree/Dr. B Serious. But also Dr. Blair's site is the metacenter2.com, the metacenter2.com. Go support Dr. Blair anywhere he is, wherever his legacy is. That's what we need to do. Support our late, great Baba, Dr. Blair, because Tony is holding it up. And if you talk to Tony, you tell him King Simon sent you. You tell him King Simon, because Tony knows who I am very well, because they know I was the last to bring Dr. Blair to New York for the last 10 years before he transitioned. So, yesterday was I think Sheikh Anta Diop's birthday. I believe yesterday was. Let me make sure. Either Sheikh Anta Diop or Chancellor William. Let me see. Sheikh Anta. Go get Sheikh Anta Diop's book. Sheikh Anta. Yeah, Anta Diop. Yeah. No, his birthday is the 29th. Chancellor Williams' birthday was yesterday. Chancellor Williams. Go get his book, Destruction of Black Civilization. Chancellor Williams. Yeah, get Chancellor Williams' birthday. And also big up to my dear friend, Crystal Price. Yesterday was Chancellor Williams' birthday, December 22nd. Also, today's birthday is I believe Madam C.J. Walker's birthday. Let me make sure I'm clear. Either Madam C.J. Walker, let me see. Madame C.J. Walker's birthday is December 23rd. Also, that's right. Today is Madam C.J. Walker's birthday. So give love and honor to these great people of history. The first Black female millionaire of our time, Madam C.J. Walker's birthday is today. You know what I'm saying? So big up to that, and show love and honor to Madam C.J. Walker. And we want to say salute to Queen of Four. Queen of Four is going to be receiving on February 9th. And February 9th, Queen of Four will be receiving a presidential. Let me say that again. Queen of Four will be receiving, be the recipient of the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration in Washington, D.C. on February the 9th. Make sure y'all show Queen of Four that love. I hope they broadcast it on IG or whatever. But I had to call Queen this morning. I spoke to her and I told her how glad I congratulate her. I congratulate her all the time. But I'm so glad that even this society under a Joe Biden, both him and Kamala Harris is born on the 20th. One born October 20, one born November 20th. But 20 is the number of healing and health. 20 again is the number of healing and health on a high level. And what's so interesting about that, when you deal with Queen of Four, she has been one of the queen mothers, if not the queen mother of health and healing and health and wellness. So I'm so honored to know that Queen of Four is going to be given a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. Getting her roses before she passed on, before she transitioned from this realm. That's what it's all about. All right? So family, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. And remember, the winter solstice and winter itself is the season to reflect on who you are and where you'd like to go. This is a perfect time for introspection and intention setting, fire lighting, and observance of rituals. Whether it's prayer, whether it's salah, whatever you're doing, make sure you do it with the most powerful and productive intentions. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening, whatever time you are watching this. Please share, like, subscribe, share, or comment. Positive comments only. We want the positive, productive stuff. Please share, like, and comment, and subscribe. And please share it with others and tell them to subscribe, because all your brother likes to bring on this is no drama. I like to bring King Simon Presents Only Quality People. No drama. And the Numerovation Nation on YouTube. No drama. You can go to my linktr.ee King Simon, the Numerovator, for all my links on my website, my blogs, all of that. Because I put up blogs every week on kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. And I'm going to start putting up stuff for the new year on my Numbers Are Simple website also. Have a great day, afternoon, and evening. We love and respect you. Take care.
Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and the powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%, the poor or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the classes.
It's the Numerovational Session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now.
So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.